Welcome. My name is Caitlin, and I work in the Office of Total Rewards. Today's session is geared toward newly hired or benefit eligible employees looking to learn more about our benefit offerings. We will go over all of the benefits, highlighting what each benefit offers in your timeline to elect. Since you are listening to the on-demand version of this webinar, if you have any questions along the way, we ask that you email them to totalrewards@rochester.edu. and a member of our team will get back to you. It's important to note that as a new hire or newly benefit eligible employee, there are certain deadlines to complete your enrollment for some of your benefits. As you can see, there are 4 categories: benefits that need to be elected within 30, 60, and 90 days, and benefits that you can elect at any time. The other thing to note is that benefit changes can happen 2 other ways outside of these initial periods. First is our annual open enrollment. This usually takes place in November of each year for benefits that will be effective January 1st of the following year. You will see more information about this later in 2021, but that is the time you can make plan changes and elections for the upcoming year, in this case, 2022. The second is through qualifying events. Qualifying events are major life events such as marriage or having a baby that would allow you to make changes to your benefits. The Total Rewards website has the full list of qualifying events and the changes each event would allow you to make. All changes made through a qualifying event need to be sent in using the qualifying event form, along with supporting documentation of the event to the Office of Total Rewards within 60 days. Qualifying event changes are effective as of the date that the event occurred. As you're becoming familiar with your benefits, we encourage you to visit the Total Rewards website. We have a number of useful tools to assist you as you make your elections. The screen grab on the slide is from our Total Rewards homepage. You will see a few helpful links highlighted in the orange circles. The Alex tool is an interactive benefits decision-making tool that will ask you a series of questions relating to your benefits and will provide you some guidance on which plan might be the best for you. This tool is located within the healthcare section of our website. When you enroll in health coverage, you'll make 2 decisions. You will choose a type of health plan, either PPO or HSA plan. The third-party administrator for both plans is Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield. Then you will need to decide who will be covered on your plan. If you're unsure of who's eligible to be covered, please see the health program guide for a list of eligible dependents. Once you make your elections within your 30-day new hire period, your elections will be effective from the 1st of the month following your hire date, unless your hire date is the 1st of the month. Then your benefits are effective on that day. For example, if you are hired on January 20th, you have until February 20th to make your elections. If you elect on February 19th, your benefits will be effective as of February 1st, since that is the 1st of the month after your hire date. If you start on April 1st and elect your benefits on April 30th, your benefits will be effective April 1st. It is important to remember that your elections will be in effect until the end of the calendar year. Qualifying events are the only exception, as certain events allow for plan changes during the year. The next time you will be able to make changes will be during Open Enrollment 2021, which will be for plan elections for 2022. The first choice you have to make when electing your coverage is to choose the PPO plan or the HSA plan. Both plans cover preventative services at 100%. If the service is incurred in Tier 1 or Tier 2, so no deductibles or copay would apply. If you have questions about preventative service, you'll want to contact Excelis directly to confirm that the service will be considered preventative and that you are on schedule to receive the service. The PPO plan has a higher premium but a lower deductible, where the HSA eligible plan has a lower premium and a higher deductible. The PPO plan also has copays. This means that some services are covered at a fixed copay rate depending on the tier your provider is in, while other services are subject to your deductible and then will have a coinsurance applied once the deductible is met. The PPO plan deductible only applies to inpatient, outpatient, emergency room, and urgent care services. The PPO plan has an embedded deductible, which means that if you have any dependents on your plan, either the single or family deductible will apply, whichever you reach first. So if there are only 2 people on your plan, you would each meet the single deductible rather than the higher family deductible. The prescription coverage will vary slightly between the 2 plans. On the PPO plan, you will have prescription coverage immediately. $15 copay for generics, coinsurance with minimums and maximums for brand preferred and non-brand preferred drugs. Mail order is available if you fill a 90-day prescription. You will receive a discount. You'll be charged 2.5 times the cost of a 30-day supply. You can also take advantage of the employee discount offered by the on-site employee pharmacy located in the medical center. If you are working at an off-site location, the employee pharmacy offers courier services to certain areas. You can contact them directly for additional information. Their contact information is posted on our website. The HSA plan does not have copays, and all services are subject to the deductible. Once the deductible is met, then you will pay the coinsurance. The HSA eligible plan is a high deductible health plan and complies with the IRS requirements to allow you to contribute to a health savings account, which we'll talk about later. As part of the IRS requirements, you will be responsible for the full cost of your medical and pharmacy expenses until you reach your deductible. If you have any dependents on your plan, the family deductible will apply. If you meet the Tier 1 deductible, pharmacy coverage will begin, and it will be the same as the pharmacy coverage on the PPO plan. The health plan comparison chart located on the Total Rewards website is a great tool to compare the 2 plans. The chart shows a side-by-side look at the 2 plans, which helps you see the different deductibles and the different ways services are covered, meaning either by a copay or coinsurance after deductible. Our healthcare plans offer a 3-tier network, and most of you might be more familiar with 2 tiers, meaning in-network and out-of-network. For our plans, we have Tier 1, which is the Accountable Health Partners Network, or AHP, Tier 2, which is providers in the larger Excellus national network, and then Tier 3 are providers that are out-of-network entirely. Tier 1, or the Accountable Health Partners, consist of the UR physicians as well as a number of community physicians, and this is our narrow network. If you see a provider in Tier 1, you'll pay a lower copay on the PPO plan or have a lower deductible on the HSA plan. You can see this using the health plan comparison chart. So in short, using this tier provides you with the greatest cost savings. If you see an Excellus provider that is not in the Tier 1 or AHP network, then this means that you would be in Tier 2 for how your services will be billed, and this is considered in-network. Please note that you will not choose a network when you enroll. Throughout the year, when you seek services, your provider will fall into one of the 3 tiers, and the claim will be processed accordingly. Another important point is that your out-of-pocket expenses will cross-apply for Tier 1 and Tier 2. So if you have a $200 expense from a claim incurred in Tier 2, that $200 will apply towards your deductible for Tier 1 and Tier 2. You can move throughout the tiers by using a combination of providers. For example, if you have a primary care physician in Tier 1 and a specialist in Tier 2, you are not locked into any particular tier. If you're looking for a provider in a particular tier, you can use the provider search tool on the AHP website to find a Tier 1 provider or the search tools on the Excelis website. You can also call the customer service numbers for AHP or Excelis for assistance in finding a provider. The next decision you need to make when electing your benefits is who you will cover. Coverage options include employee only, employee plus spouse or domestic partner, employee plus child or children, and family. Once you have your plan and who you are covering decided, you will most likely be interested in what the benefit will cost you or what your premium will be each month. Your premium is a pre-tax deduction that pays for your health insurance. These are determined by salary band, as well as which plan you choose and who you choose to cover. The 2021 rate sheet is available on the Total Rewards website. The rate sheet is also sorted by payroll category to help show your exact payroll deduction. So be sure to notice that when you look up the rates, because we have employees that are paid monthly, semi-monthly, and biweekly. As you navigate the health plan options, we know the terms can get confusing. So this slide is just a quick review of what the most common terms to know are. Deductible, the amount of out-of-pocket expenses that you must pay before the plan begins to pay for covered services. Remember, both PPO and HSA eligible have a deductible, and in both cases, once you hit your deductible for a tier, then you will move to the coinsurance phase of services received by a provider in that tier. Coinsurance, the percent the plan will pay for certain covered expenses once you have met your deductible. The coinsurance is the same for both plans. Once you meet the Tier 1 deductible, the plan will pay 90% of your eligible expenses. If you meet your Tier 2 deductible, the plan will pay 75% of your eligible expenses. If you meet your Tier 3 or out-of-network deductible, the plan will pay 60% of your eligible expenses up to the reasonable and customary limits. If your out-of-network provider charges above the reasonable and customary limits, you will be responsible for the balance. If you're electing the PPO plan, some of your services will be covered with a copay. This is the fixed dollar amount you must pay to a provider at the time services are received. Last is your out-of-pocket max. This is the maximum you will pay for covered medical expenses in 1 year. This includes anything you pay towards your deductible, coinsurance, copays, and prescription costs. If all of your expenses combine to meet the out-of-pocket max, you will be covered at 100% for the rest of the calendar year. And like your deductible, this limit will reset January 1st. Along with our healthcare plans, we offer 3 different flexible spending accounts, or FSAs, for employees to consider based on their eligibility. A healthcare FSA is a tax-free account that can be used to reimburse qualified medical, dental, and vision expenses. Eligible expenses are determined by the IRS, but anything covered on the health or dental plan is considered a qualified expense. And we do have links to the full list called IRS Publication 502 on our website. All benefit eligible employees can elect a healthcare FSA. You can have a healthcare FSA if you elected the PPO plan or the HSA eligible plan, as well as if you waived our healthcare coverage altogether. If you elected the HSA eligible plan and plan to contribute to a health savings account or an HSA, then you would not be eligible to have a regular healthcare FSA, but rather a limited purpose FSA, which we will discuss next. The FSA max for 2021 is $2,750. The amount you elect is available to you as of the first of the month following in which you are hired, and your per pay period deduction will be determined by dividing the amount you elected by the number of pay periods remaining in the year. Your FSA deduction is a pre-tax payroll deduction. The healthcare FSA does include a $550 carryover at the end of the calendar year if you meet the eligibility. A maximum of $550 of unused funds will roll over to the following year if, during the open enrollment period, you elect to contribute to an FSA in the upcoming year. If you do not actively elect to contribute, you are not eligible for the FSA rollover. Next is the limited purpose FSA, which was previously mentioned. A limited purpose FSA is available if you are enrolled in the HSA eligible plan and contribute to an HSA account. A limited purpose FSA is similar to a healthcare FSA in that it is a pre-tax payroll deduction with a $2,750 annual limit. However, the limited purpose FSA can only be used to reimburse qualified vision and dental expenses prior to meeting the Tier 1 HSA deductible. If you meet your Tier 1 deductible on the HSA plan, you can use your limited purpose FSA to reimburse qualified medical expenses as well as vision and dental. The limited purpose FSA is a useful option if you know you will have vision and dental expenses and do not want to deplete your HSA account. Like the healthcare FSA, the limited purpose FSA does have a $550 carryover if you elect to contribute for the upcoming year during the open enrollment period. The dependent care FSA is available regardless of your health plan choice. It is an option that allows you to use pre-tax dollars to reimburse eligible expenses like daycare, not medical expenses, for dependents under 13 or dependent adults claimed as tax dependents. If you are interested in the dependent care FSA, I'd encourage you to contact Lifetime Benefit Solutions, our FSA vendor, to confirm that your daycare or other potential expenses will be considered eligible. Their contact information, along with IRS Publication 503, which lists all qualified expenses, is available on the Total Rewards website. The annual contribution maximum is $5,000 per family per year, and there is no rollover, so any unused funds will be forfeited at the end of the year. A health savings account, or HSA, is available if you are enrolled in the HSA eligible plan and meet the IRS requirements to allow you to contribute to an HSA. Generally speaking, the IRS will not allow you to contribute to an HSA if you are enrolled in other healthcare or have been covered by your own or your spouse's or parents' FSA in the same calendar year. The IRS eligibility requirements are listed in both our online enrollment panels as well as on the enrollment form. So however you enroll, you will need to review and certify whether you are eligible for the account. Assuming that you are eligible for the HSA, you can elect a contribution amount which you can change at any time throughout the year. If you are on a single plan, your 2021 max is $3,600. And if you are on a plan with dependents, your max is $7,200. Your per payroll deduction will be determined by dividing your contribution amount by the number of pay periods remaining in the year and will then be a pre-tax deduction each pay period. An HSA is truly a bank account. This means it is fully portable. If you leave the university or retire, you take the account with you. The funds will roll over year to year, and you will not lose the funds in your account. Unlike an FSA, where the full value of your election is available to you right away, your HSA balance will need to build up over each pay period, and the amount contributed is the amount available for you to use. As you can see, there is an annual contribution maximum. However, there is no lifetime contribution maximum. HSAs are often used as retirement savings tools, as the funds are never forfeited and you can use it to continue to pay for qualified expenses after you leave the university. When you make your dental plan elections, you will make two decisions. You will choose a plan, traditional or medallion. The third-party administrator is Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield. You can use the Excellus website to see providers that are in the dental network. Listed are some similarities between the plans. Both dental plans have an embedded deductible, like the PPO plan, $50 for single coverage and $150 for family coverage. So if you have dependents on your plan, either the single or family deductible will apply, whichever you reach first. Both plans cover preventative service. You can contact Excellus directly for a detailed list of the covered services. In general, the plans cover 2 cleanings per person per year. Both plans also cover basic restorative services at the same rate. So things like fillings are covered at 80% once you meet your deductible. There are some differences between the plans. Coverage for major restorative services are covered at 15% on the traditional plan and 50% on the medallion plan. Orthodontic coverage is included only on the medallion plan and only up to age 19 dependents. The coverage is paid out over 2 years and services must be incurred both years. Your share of the premiums will differ between the plans. Like the health plan premiums, your share of the premium will be a pre-tax deduction. The other decision to make is who will be covered on your plan. If you are only covering yourself, then you would choose single. And if you're covering any dependents, the plan is considered family. It is important to note that you need to make sure you add dependents to the plan when you enroll. Just listing your dependents in HRMS does not automatically enroll them in the family dental plan. Next, in your 30-day new hire period, is your option to enroll in your benefits extras. The 2 30-day benefits offered here are vision coverage through VSP and legal coverage through MetLife Legal Plan. VSP offers 2 plans for employees to choose from. UR Vision Basic and UR Vision Plus. The basic option provides a $35 copay for well vision exams and $100 toward glasses and contacts for each covered individual. While the Plus plan provides a $20 copay and $200 toward glasses or contacts for each covered individual. You do not need to be enrolled in a university healthcare plan to take advantage of this benefit. If you enroll, you would have a pre-tax premium taken out of your paycheck, and plan options and rates can be found on yourbenefitsextras.com. The MetLife Legal Plan provides you and your family with fully covered legal services at a fraction of the cost. Services offered through the legal plan include estate planning, elder care matters, real estate, and much more. The premium for this benefit is $18.25 per month. If you'd like to learn more about either benefit or enroll, visit yourbenefitsextras.com. And remember, these benefits must be elected within 30 days of your hire date. Long-term disability is the final benefit that is in the 30-day category. Limited LTD is automatically provided to full-time employees and is available for part-time employees at a cost. The rates are available online. This type of coverage will cover 60% of an annual salary up to $36,000. The coverage will kick in after 1 year of service. Full LTD is available to full-time employees and part-time employees at a cost. This will cover 60% of an annual salary up to $300,000. Keep in mind that since LTD isn't effective until 1 year of service, you won't see deductions from your paycheck for full LTD until you've reached that 1 year mark. Also note that this 30-day enrollment period will be the only time that you can elect full LTD without having to answer health questions. Even if you don't make over $36,000 now, if there is a possibility that you might at some point make more than that, this might be something to consider. If you want it down the road, you will have to answer health questions. Next, we will talk about the university's 403B retirement program. This is very similar to a 401k if any of you have ever contributed to one of those with a previous employer, and it operates virtually the same. Newly hired or rehired regular full-time and part-time faculty and staff are eligible immediately upon hire to make voluntary contributions to the plan and will be automatically enrolled to make contributions 60 days after becoming eligible. Contributions are done through payroll deductions and can be contributed either pre-tax, after-tax Roth, or both, up to $19,500 per calendar year. If you're 50 or older, you can contribute an additional $6,500 on top of that per year. Automatic contributions of 3% pre-tax will begin 60 days after your start date and will increase 1% annually on the anniversary of your hire date. If you would like to increase, decrease, or stop contributing, you may do so at any time. TIAA is the record keeper for our retirement plan, and as part of the benefits package we offer, they have consultants available who can assist you with enrolling in the plan, reviewing the investment choices available, and managing your account. The Total Rewards website also has the TIAA investment menu available on it. TIAA has an office in Collegetown where you can make an appointment for a one-on-one session completely complimentary. Next, we move into benefits that you have 90 days to take action with, and the first is life insurance. For our regular full-time and part-time faculty and staff, we provide basic term life insurance and basic accidental death and dismemberment, or AD&D insurance. Both of these are paid for by the university. You're eligible for them immediately upon hire, and they have minimum and maximum amounts, which are noted here on the slide. Our university paid and optional life insurance, which we'll talk about on the next slide, are underwritten by Securian Financial. As previously mentioned, in addition to our university paid basic life insurance, we also offer optional life insurance. If you'd like to enroll for additional coverage under the group universal life policies, you may do so within 90 days of your hire, and you can also elect optional AD&D coverage for yourself. Our optional life insurance policy allows employees to elect 1 to 8 times your salary in coverage And the guaranteed coverage, meaning no health checks, as a new hire allows you to elect up to the lesser of 6 times your annual salary or $600,000. If you would like to elect up to the maximum of 1.5 million in coverage, this would be subject to approval, which include health checks by Securian. Optional AD&D is guaranteed when electing during your new hire period. And again, you can elect from 1 to 8 times your annual salary in coverage. You may also elect optional insurance for your spouse or domestic partner and or your dependent children. During your new hire period, you can elect up to $50,000 in guaranteed spouse or domestic partner coverage and up to $100,000 in coverage that is subject to approval. For dependent children, you can elect up to $10,000 in guaranteed coverage. As for all of our benefits, the Total Rewards website is a great resource if you're looking for more information on this or any of the benefits mentioned so far today. For retirement, the university does a direct contribution for regular full-time and part-time faculty and staff once they've completed 2 years of service. The next slide will give more details on this, but it is a direct contribution, not a match, and we do accept service performed at other eligible institutions toward the 2-year service requirement. What this means is that if you worked at another college or university, a teaching hospital, or an employer that fits into one of the categories listed on the slide, potentially you can use that time to waive some or all of the service requirement, and you can begin receiving the university direct contribution sooner. If you think you may have eligible service, you can complete a retirement service credit waiver through HRMS. It is also available on the Total Rewards website, or you can contact our office for more details. This waiver must be completed and turned in within 90 days of your hire date, and we strongly encourage employees who may have eligible service to send this in much sooner than the 90-day limit. As we just mentioned, the university does a direct contribution for regular full-time and part-time faculty and staff once they complete 2 years of service. Regardless of whether you decide to make voluntary contributions on your own or not, the university will make this contribution to those in an eligible position. Once you're eligible, the university direct contribution is contributed each pay period. It's a tiered calculation where you receive a contribution of 6.2% of your eligible earnings until you reach the breakpoint. Then you receive 10.5% of your eligible earnings in excess of that breakpoint up to the IRS limit. This means you have to earn salary within the plan year, July 1 through June 30th, up to the breakpoint. And then once you earned that salary, the contribution increases to 10.5% every pay period. This resets every July, so the calculation starts back at 6.2% and the process begins again. For the plan year, July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021, there is a temporary modification to the retirement contribution formula. Effective April 1st, the university will provide a 6.2% contribution of eligible compensation up to a breakpoint of $61,300, then 10.5% of eligible compensation in excess of the breakpoint up to a maximum compensation level of $140,000. The university offers employee tuition waiver benefits for regular full-time and part-time faculty and staff taking eligible courses at the University of Rochester. We also offer a tuition reimbursement benefit for full-time faculty and staff taking eligible courses at an outside college or university. Lastly, we offer regular full-time and part-time faculty and staff a dependent child tuition waiver benefit at the University of Rochester. Similar to the retirement program, there is a service requirement, and eligible prior service performed at certain institutions is accepted. To receive credit for prior eligible employment, you must complete a tuition benefit service credit form available on the Total Reward website and submit that form prior to applying for any of the tuition benefits listed above. To find out how to apply and the deadlines at which to apply for each semester, visit the Total Rewards website. The Home Ownership Program is a benefit offered to employees at any time with no service requirement. Regular full-time or part-time faculty and staff may be eligible for $9,000 toward the purchase of a home. The requirements of the program is that the home is your primary residence, it is purchased in certain neighborhoods located in the city of Rochester, and participants must use one of the U of R's approved banks or credit unions. If all program requirements are met, employees would receive $3,000 from each of the following: U of R, City of Rochester, and the participating bank or credit union at their closing, to a total of $9,000. Group insurance rates through Liberty Mutual, Travelers, and MetLife are available to all U of R employees. You can get side-by-side quotes in minutes from a variety of insurance policies, including auto, home, boat, renters, and more. For more information, visit yourbenefitsextras.com. If you're interested in long-term care insurance, which includes home health care, assisted living, and nursing home care, this is available to all U of R employees and their families. Our provider for long-term care is Legacy Services, and you can contact them at the number shown here to set up a phone consultation. The university's wellness program is operated by WellU. Their goal is to improve the health and wellness of University of Rochester employees. They offer programs that encourage healthy behaviors by providing the tools, resources, and education necessary to support healthful living. All available programs are listed here, and your eligibility varies based on the employee class. So we encourage employees to visit the WellU page on the Total Rewards website for more detailed eligibility information. Some of the eligibility details include programs noted with the asterisk means that all employees are eligible. Regular full-time and part-time faculty and staff enrolled in a university healthcare plan are eligible to receive a biometric screening, to take the online personal health assessment, and participate in lifestyle and condition management programs, the first two bullet points. Spouses and domestic partners who are enrolled in a university healthcare plan are also eligible for these programs. The programs also offer some incentives for participating. See the slide for details on the incentives offered for participating in the personal health assessment, for completing a lifestyle management program, and for completing a condition management coaching program. The university has partnered with KinderCare Learning Centers to assist employees with childcare needs. There is an on-site daycare for UR employees located on Castleman Road. Tuition discounts are available for the on-site daycare and other locations throughout Rochester and the country. In addition, eligible employees can sign up for a free premiumcare.com membership to help with childcare, elder care, pet care, and other household task needs. You can visit the Family Care page on the Total Rewards website for more program and eligibility information. Last on our list of anytime benefits is our discounts and perks. All employees are eligible for these, and a few examples are listed on the slide. If you are interested, you can visit the Total Rewards website for more details on how to take advantage of these offerings. So as we come to a conclusion here today, the biggest question is what to do next. First is to be aware of the timeline and what your benefit choices are. The Total Rewards website offers many resources. Next, use the ALEX tool. It will be a great start to understand what benefit options might be the best fit for you. Remember, this is located under the Healthcare Plans section of the Total Rewards website. And last, make your elections. 30 days is the deadline for healthcare, dental, FSA, HSA, long-term disability, VSP, and MetLife Legal. 60 days is for changes to your 403B contribution before being automatically enrolled. And 90 days is for life insurance and your retirement service credit waiver. Remember, we have benefits that you can take advantage of at any time, and we encourage you to use the Total Rewards website as a resource. As you navigate your benefit decisions, your best place to start for help is Ask UR HR. They are an excellent resource that is very knowledgeable and can help answer your questions. As previously mentioned, the Office of Total Rewards is available if you require further assistance. We would encourage you to visit our website as well. All of the information reviewed today is on the website, and it can provide you with the answers you are looking for. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you have a great day.